Hello, I am recording this video to inform all of you about how to use Distill Web Monitor to monitor for out-of-stock products on online retailers. So for example, I will be showing you this RTX 3080 on Newegg's website, but as I go through the setup process, I'll tell you anything that might be different if you were, say, using Best Buy or another retailer instead. So first things first, you need the Distill Web Monitor plugin. This is available on the Google Chrome App Store or whatever it's called. So once you have that plugged in, go to the page that you want to monitor, click it. Sorry for the dancing pepes. They're covering any sensitive info that might pop up while I'm recording this. So first, click the drop down, click select parts of page. Now, if this product were in stock, there would be an add to cart button here in this area. But there is not an add to cart button now, so that's what we're going to monitor for. So I'm going to select this area, see how the whole sales options panel is highlighted in black. So you click there, and you'll see all of the text from this box come up in the preview. And now what we're going to do is put a text filter. And so that previous step, selecting the elements on the web page, and what I'm about to do in the text filter is what might be different for your retailer. So on Best Buy, you're going to have to play around with it and figure out what box to select, and look at an in-stock product to figure out what the add to cart button says. If it's not add to cart, capitalization here doesn't matter, and then leave the regex flags as they are, GIM. Click Save Selections, and it's going to open up some more settings in a new tab. First thing, and this is really important, otherwise you're going to get a series of false alarms, is to click this drop-down and go to Show Config, and change this parameter Ignore Empty Text to false by just replacing the text true with false. Click Save. You can name the thing a different thing if you want, but it will just default to the web page's heading, which is fine with me. Next, you're going to set the interval at which it will load the page to look for the text that we just pointed it to. So I suggest using a random interval. When I got my graphics card back in October 2020, I was monitoring 25 Newegg pages on a 5 to 20 second random interval, so it was basically opening new Newegg pages all the time, and I didn't have any problems with getting IP banned. But given that the situation has gotten a little bit more desperate for everybody, they might be on more high alert. So, it's up to you what risk you want to take. There's obviously a trade-off where the more frequently you check the page, the more likely you are to hit the stock as soon as it comes up, but there might be the possibility of getting IP banned. So anyways, you choose what interval you want to set it to, but overall I would definitely suggest random. And then here in the actions, definitely have open page in tab as one of the options. That way when you get an alert, it's there in front of you in your Google Chrome window as soon as the alert plays, and you can quickly try to add it to your cart. And then the other thing here to pay attention to is the audio notification that you choose. There's 4 choices here. I suggest this one because it's the longest and most distinctive. The rest are kind of short, and you might miss these if you're listening, say, from the other room or something. So I would suggest using Asian Coal, but again, up to you. And once you have those set up, so quick recap, on the page, you need to point it to the sales box, add in the text filter for add to cart or whatever is appropriate for your retailer, show config, ignore empty text set to false, make sure you have open page and new tab set, make sure you have an audio notification set, and make sure you have your chosen random interval to reload your pages, keeping in mind that you'll probably have a bunch of pages, not just one. So click Save, and then you'll see your watch list. So you can have, as a free Distill user, up to 25 pages being monitored by Distill. Set all of the ones that you want it to monitor to on, and then click the updates click the Distill tray up here, and you won't be able to see it underneath my blocker, but there's an on or off switch right here below here. If it's red off, click it so that it's on, and once you click it on, you'll see up here in the top left that it's going to start loading that page for you, and it closed right away because it's reading the page pretty quickly. But again, in randomly between 5 and 20 seconds, it's going to open that same web page again. It's going to load it and look for that add to cart button over there. And if we have multiple monitors on, we will see multiple tabs opening, each on its own random interval. So, and this is perfect because we just got a false alarm. This is one of the things that I was going to warn you about. The thing about Newegg and some other retailers is that third parties can list products for sale. So this is effectively a scalped 3090. So you need to be on the lookout for false alarms. But hopefully if you do purchase a overpriced one, Newegg can help you out. That actually happened to me. I bought my 3080, which only took an hour to get a legit one, MSRP for $700. But then I was trying to buy another one, and a 3080 came up on sale for $1,450 or $1,500 or something, which was the MSRP for 3090. And I was actually monitoring 3090s as well. So I assumed, you're in a hurry. I assumed that it was a 3090 and actually purchased it and had to have my order refunded through Newegg. One other thing to be aware of is that if you add to cart pretty much anything on Newegg, the first thing that comes up is to add this protection plan, and the highlighted button is add to cart. So if you're in a rush, you might click that on accident. Try to remember to press no thanks. But again, Newegg support can help you out if you mess up, because this happened to me when I bought my legit 3080. I accidentally added, I think it was like $100 protection plan on accident, and I was able to have Newegg refund me that once the payment was processed. But just keep that in mind that you don't want to add this to your cart. But if you do in a hurry, it's not the worst thing. And my last tip for you is to basically go ahead and whatever retailer you're trying to buy your card from, make sure that you have an account set up with them so that your credit card info is already saved and your shipping info is already saved. Because if you're having to type in a credit card number and address and all of that, you're definitely not going to beat everybody else to the rush of trying to buy one. And I would also make sure that you go all the way through to basically the final step, where if you clicked the final button, you would be ordering the product. That way you can be sure that you don't have to re-enter your credit card security code at checkout. You basically just want to make sure that you can go through and spam click through all of the buttons and get your card shipped to you. When I got my 3080, I heard my alarm from the other room, and I dropped what I was doing. I was in the kitchen. I turned off the stove, and I was at my desk within about 15 seconds of the alert, and I checked out of here's another fake one. So you're gonna have to deal with this. This issue seems to have gotten worse. But basically what I was saying before is I checked out my 3080 within probably 75 seconds of the alert. So, that's the game you're playing. You're racing a bunch of other people, and there's also some luck. If you're on a 5 to 20 second interval, and if, say, you're checking for a card and it was out of stock, and then the very instant after you checked the page with Distill, the product came in stock, and then Distill waits 20 seconds before loading the page again, you're basically in a 20-second delay against everybody else. So you have to kind of be aware of that. So I hope this video is useful for you to see how to set up some of the more nuanced details of using Distill to monitor for graphics card and CPU inventory. Good hunting.